You know, the first time I had to retire, it was forced, and this time, the choice is in my lap, and it's a lot harder. WWE gave me that night, Friday night in Toronto, and it was the best night of my career. You know, a lot of people will say you should retire at WrestleMania or this or that, but it's not their career. You know, that Friday night was really special for me, and I don't know if that can be topped. It's not like I got another 4 or 5 in front of me. I know I don't. We're looking at like a 2-year window here to be able to get as much done as I can get done. Tell as many stories as I can. Try and help talent along the way with that. And
I realized that AEW is where I need to end my career.
I watched it, and the thing is, I asked a question, man, why? You know, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it or anything like that. I asked a question, why? Because, you know, I'm thinking about doing that at 20, and it's going to hurt at 20. Of course, your body.
Here's the thing. Edge is a great person. He's a great guy and a great talent. He's had a wonderful career. He can work, he can talk, but he's not either setting an example or teaching any of these guys anything.
Sucks. He's a valuable part of that roster, and
he
I
is.
hate seeing him get hurt. And he's suffered a lot of injuries since he's come back from retirement, and he's powered through them to his credit. And trying to go back out there, man, it's when your body just breaks down and your skill set's totally lost, you know.
You know, the reason I use the word depressing in this video's title when describing Adam Copeland's AEW run is, well, quite simply, I like him. I like that whenever he talks, you can feel a level of earnestness that has, to my mind, not been present or a part of the proceedings within All Elite Wrestling. There's so many guys in AEW that just wrestle, or they get their friends jobs and take advantage of the money mark boss, you know, or they sit at home collecting checks. There's a sense of postmodern cynicism that tends to define the promotion. The kind of stuff that belongs, quite frankly, more in the chambers of Reddit than it does a major national wrestling promotion. Down to the Rick and Morty digital banners that illuminate the increasingly empty arenas. But Copeland is different. He tends to bring it. Despite the circumstances, Edge comes off as someone who clearly commits, 100%. He's kept himself in incredible shape, his verbal ability is still there, and he's never looked badly out of step with anyone in the ring. And if the reports are to be believed, he served as a constant sense of good morale backstage for many. God knows the promotion needs it. It's just, with all that said, man, his run there has been embarrassing, hasn't it? There were traces of it in his return to WWE, right? You know, his insistence on resurrecting Brood-era iconography. And seemingly, with the exception of Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, never really lost any of his feuds. Now that I think of it, even in his run with the Judgment Day, his feud with Finn Balor, he beat him at WrestleMania 39. But then the show carried on, pretending like Balor won, having him challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title, while Edge just disappeared. And after leaving the WWE in a triumphant hometown packed crowd, while also winning on the way out, brother, Edge's run got off to a decent start in AEW, with a memorable segment with Christian Cage that went viral.
I see your face all pursed up, looking more like a than usual. Even though I know that about you, I still love you. That's never gonna go away, okay?
Go fuck yourself.
Stuff like this is honestly why originally I was pretty excited for his arrival in AEW. There was no reason for me to be, in retrospect. I mean, this was post All In, right? This was, in retrospect, the period where it became clear that CM Punk's firing was a sign that this place was never going to change. Like I said at the top of this, I like the guy. I respect his work. His passion and conviction came through, and to me, I always figured his last match was going to be with Christian Cage. All the history between the two, and the fact that we never really did get a true, proper one-on-one feud between the two. Add to that Christian's incredible run as a heel since arriving in All Elite Wrestling, and I thought we might have been in for some Kino. And how wrong I was. Instead, we got a sort of rivalry between the two, intermixed with the fate of some zoomoid named Nick Wayne and his mother, who sadly is incapable of screen presence or acting.
Understand? This is not the way. Son, please understand.
Oh! Hey, it's your mother. Come on.
You don't understand. You don't understand, JR.
Okay.
Like, is this what he meant by fun? In all seriousness, I get it. I understand what they were attempting to do. AEW was trying to double and triple down on the idea that Edge is slowly realizing what an asshole Christian Cage has become, but there's better ways to do it. In fact, to give the promotion some credit, they did just that with Sting.
I can see right through him. You need to open your eyes up and open them quick before it's too late. Listen to what I'm saying before it's too late. We go way back. Don't mess it all up now.
It's amazing what professionals are capable of, huh? And then World's End happened.
There it is. It's always done and still. Christian wants him to surrender the contract to him, and Killswitch did it. Wow.
By this point, like, this shit was just goofy. What was so frustrating to me about this entire feud is that I really wanted to like it. I don't think I'm alone in the idea that Edge versus Christian has a lot of appeal. It's a great sell. It's a great story that's built in. But why are we drowning this very, very simple idea of jealousy and former friends turned rivals with stupid melodrama, convoluted finishes, and hardcore garbage shit? Are these guys really not confident in their own ability to put on a compelling one-on-one program? Do they really need to rely on weapons and flaming table spots that they can't even properly execute? Every so often, this feud had serious moments of brilliance before almost instantly devolving into corniness. So after this uneven feud with Christian eventually came to an end with Edge winning, brother, this is where things got bad.
Whoa, a lot of negative feedback is the word. A lot of feedback.
For some reason, Adam Copeland decided that, by his own admission, it would be a good idea to go out and give a rah-rah speech to defend AEW against the well-reasoned, calmly stated, totally understandable nonsense that was spewed by the evil, lying mouth of CM Punk, who hasn't been a part of the company for 8 months. What the hell was he thinking? At this point, we began to see the Cope open. There is like 1,000 potential jokes about that name and how fitting it is. But that's cheap heat, brother. Let's focus on the substance, dude. The Cope Open featured Adam having long matches against a variety of wrestlers, ranging from black and gold NXT alumni, New Japan guys, to undercard dudes that he gave way too much offense to. And see, this is another part that frustrates me. He can still go in the ring. Yeah, he's 50, right? He has his limitations, but he is not embarrassing. And in theory, this is a really, really good idea to introduce and develop people. In theory. And then you remember, Tony Khan still runs things here. None of these guys are going to show up afterwards for another 3 months. There's going to be no attempt to follow up. The ratings will continue to decline, and nothing will be accomplished. Like Matt Cardona, for example. He has a history with Edge. He has reinvented himself on the indie scene. He's got a great look. He's great on the mic. He's inspired riots at GCW events. There's a story there. There's that story that Cardona was able to tell with just looking at him, and Edge returning the look. But no, let's just hotshot some great matches that happen so fucking frequently that they're not even special anymore. Add to this the fact that Adam Copeland's approach to public relations has made him become a little bit insufferable. Any public figure gets negative comments. It's part of the gig. You put yourself out there, you are going to be trashed by some people. It's just inevitable. I only have 1,000 subscribers, but in every video, there's a few people that just don't click with what I'm doing, and they feel the need to comment that. And that's okay. I don't know them. They don't know me. They're reacting to what I'm putting out on a public forum, which is a place in which it's fair game to be judged on. What nobody should do, regardless of if they have 1,000 subscribers or if they're a part of an international wrestling league, is go into some random, literal who's DMs and write them a book about how happy you are and how much fun you're totally having. Maybe I'm alone in this. Maybe I'm old hat. Maybe I'm an old head for saying this, but I typically like to take the sage advice of Tyler, the Creator from 2012. You can just turn your monitor off. Poof, it's gone. He seems genuinely distressed about people not liking AEW, and he takes it like it's this personal attack. He talks about younger talent being so mind-broken by what they see on social media posts, and how he's glad that he didn't have to see that when he was on the come-up. Dude, you had the whole internet wanting your head after you home-wrecked Matt Hardy. You had a whole arena of rabid nut jobs in New York, straight from the ECW grave, resurrected, wanting to kill you, while Paul Heyman came seconds from inciting a riot on your ass. But words on a screen upset you? Really? Maybe this could be a time to share some wisdom with the younger talent, perhaps. Maybe let them know that no, the internet is not real life. Tell them to take great care to present to people only what you want them to see. People only judge you on what you put out. Do they get nasty? Hell yeah. But if it's not criticism related to your craft, if it's just personal attacks and you can't apply it, who cares? Like, really, who cares? And maybe let them know that if they're upset and they have problems, to get some help and to talk to someone in real life, whether it's their friends, their family, their therapist, their church, whatever it is. Tell them to not use social media to post drama and seethe about how mean everyone is. Seek help and support. Like, feeding all this stuff is how you become a lol cow. Did no one learn from Chris Chan? I don't know. Sadly, they don't call him Copeland for nothing. And now we get to the part where, honestly, I was dreading talking about. He got injured badly. I don't really even want to come at this from some kind of comedic angle. No hate on those who do. You know, anything in the public forum is worth criticizing, and humor can be a form of criticism. But for me personally, this is a perfect example of why I made and still stand by the points made in that video. AEW needs to end. It's become pretty worldwide news what happened at Double or Nothing. Supposedly to the point where people in different companies are talking about how sad they were about what went down. This place enables and encourages this stuff. Yeah, wrestling is dangerous, 100%. Totally get it. But this was so stupid and pointless. What was he even trying to do? You're gonna dive from the top of a fucking 20-foot cage to a guy wrapped in barbed wire? Is Zandig about to hit the ring? It's his decision, But sorry to crap on your fun, but no, I don't respect it. And I don't have to dwell in the toxic positivity of AEW fans and dirt sheet journalists and pretend that this is cool. It's desperate, it's stupid, and it's sad. And it has to be judged as such. With all that said, Kino crew, I implore you, whatever you approach, just make sure it's not depressing and take great care to keep it Kino. Because life is cinema.